Evil Athol, one here guys, and welcome to the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius speed skipping event. Yes, this is what 4th anniversary about. We are speed skipping along our way to get to Neurovision units. It's the only explanation that's happening. We have been skipping a lot of story events, and SSB units and even banner units have been tossed to the side. Most likely to get to the point of Neurovisions a lot sooner here to the global side, which I'm very nervous about. Neurovision I have a bit of a mixed feelings towards. There are some elements I like, and sadly there is still a lot of elements I do not like about it, because it has such a vibe of the War of the Visions, how you have to build up your units with shards, and I do hope that Gumi is going to make some adjustments to it, but given how fast they are pushing through to get up there, I don't think they've had the time to try to adjust it so it becomes just slightly better here for the global side. And I do know a few people who will be turned really off to continue playing Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. The more exciting point I have with Neurovision units is some of the older units. I think for us who has played for a long time that has the old units, a ton of them laying around, is going to benefit a lot from Neurovision, because there are some of these older units who are surprisingly strong. I do hope we are going to get Tifa for free as well, but given how fast they're just firing off the content, it's no guarantees, but we'll see. I hope so, or else there's going to be a riot from many people. I'm looking forward to Lauren. I really like her quite a bit, her older versions. Or her newer versions. Was there anyone else? No, I actually don't think there was anyone else, but there's a lot of other units coming down the line that are getting Neurovisions as well. So yeah, we are gonna get a Dark Vision event once again, and we just barely beaten the previous one. And it's crazy thing is we haven't even gotten the rewards yet from the previous one, and now here's the second one. If you want to improve that we are speeding through events, here we go. Dark Vision already again. What do you mean you're burned out by Dark Visions? We're giving you another one. That's what Final Fantasy Brave X is all about, right? Dark Visions. I do have some enjoyment for Dark Visions, but this is just getting absolutely ridiculous. I need a time break to go in and beat this, because they are extremely time consuming to go in and fighting. But I do have Remenes now, so it's going to be a lot more fun taking on the mage stages, but still, yeah. But Gumi is very much having a field day at trying to get just to the point where we can get to Neurovision's units as quickly as possible, so yeah. I understand why, if you're not hyped for this. It is the weirdest anniversary I ever had. We just got barely a chance to celebrate Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and yet it doesn't feel like a celebration of the anniversary before next month, where it really starts. But I like to think about this first stage of the 4th anniversary as the sticker event, because there's stickers everywhere to tell about this is the 4th anniversary. Yay! And then then the next week that is going to be called the Evolution event for the 4th anniversary, and again that's also kind of hinting around the evolution of the Neurovisions. I really like one of the comments I saw on Reddit where they called, what was it, the next era Evolution, and then the third one should be called Omni, and that would be spelling out Nero. Big brain level there. Gotta get credit to that. That's yeah, maybe it's going to be something like that. It's just well, let's move on and talk about the news, shall we? But no worries, my friend. There is going to be something that's going to be a little decent. We're going to have a raid event. That's exactly what you want, right? Raid event? Story events you don't want to give a damn about, because there's lapis for you to get there and ability crystals to get your hands on. You want raid events. That's the only thing you want. If you ask Gumi, that's all you want. Raid events and mock events and Dark Visions. That's it. Apparently when we got Dark Visions, we were going to sacrifice story events. Who knew? But there's actually some decent stuff you can get here in the raid event. There's two materials that actually stands a little bit out. If you have a little hard time building True Dual Will or True Double Hand for magic, these can be a little more desirable. The Will to Fight the Darkness. Yeah, I will see if I have the will to fight the Dark Visions. We'll see about that one. So a boost attack magic with 50% and boost equipment magic, that is 25% when you are two-handing a weapon, and it's only magic. Sadly, it's not for attacking magic. Could have been pretty cool, but it's just magic, 25%. So if you have something like Rim's TM, you can somewhat stack. We do have quite a not quite a few. We are starting to have a few TMs around that only has 25%, so they're using the Super Team Arthur Morgana's staff. So there are some options you can play around with, so it should be helping you to build some true dual for your magic users. If not, you're more of a true double-handed unit, you have the Dragon Conqueror. This boosts magic when single-wielding weapon is equipped with both hands, that's a 50%, and then it will boost physical and magical damage against dragons, and that is a 25%. So not too bad when it comes to it. And like any other raid events, it's just go in and beat the living crap out of it, but do not forget your bonus units. Yeah, oh god, I really hate that part about the raid events. Where's the good old times where raid events you just went in and beat it and didn't have to worry about bonus? Oh yeah, Gumi wants you to pull on every single banner. Anyway, if I sound a little weird today, it's because I don't know how to react to all this weird new stuff. This 4th anniversary is so weird. I feel weird in my head as well. I get... Oh well, it seems to be a fine raid event. There's some decent stuff to get your hands on there as well. But do not forget, my friends, we do also have a Final Fantasy Type O event coming along, and there's actually a really good accessory for you to get your hands on here. Basically an upgraded version of the ribbon, a super ribbon with a defense and spear plus 10 that gives you poison, blind, sleep, paralyze, silence, confuse, disease, and stone, including stop and charm resistance. Ooh. That is some good stuff right there. This one I do highly recommend to getting your hands on. If you're having a little hard time to get some status immunities, I can definitely see myself using that from time to time when I need either stop or charm resistance. It could be a big help. Of course, we get a little bit of lapis. Yes, lapis! And as a rare summon ticket, oh my lord, there is tickets still in this game. And we got 5% trust Moogle as well we can utilize. So yeah, this is definitely a boss you want to go in and beat and get that super ribbon. And of course, there's also going to be a new banner coming in. We're going to get Jake, we're going to get Lit, and we're going to get a new Dark Fiend, the Esper versions of them. Now, there's sadly no global buff to them, because there was no absolute reason to give them any global buff. They are significantly more powerful than most of the units we have at the very moment. Yeah, it's a new power creep increase, especially when we talk about Jake and Dark Fiend. They come in with quite a bit of power already, but I will say already you can just skip out on it because Neo Visions is coming just around the corner, and that's gonna be a whole new power creep explosion going on there as well. So I am just looking at going, why should I ever be any motivated to pull on any banners when it's so clear you're going to be pushing Neo Vision so early? It's just... Of course, nothing as this is confirmed that Neo Vision is coming. We'll see next month, but given just how much you're accelerating forward with a lot of these units and events and skipping so much other content, it's the only logical conclusion that is what is happening. They are pushing so hard forward, so try to tempt yourself not pulling too much on these particular banners, and mostly just save your lapis or whatever for hopefully something good during the 4th anniversary. Something again, it's really hard to put in perspective, but let's take a look, of course, what is so interesting about these particular units. Now, when it comes to Phoenix Jake, who becomes, what was he? He's going to be called here in Global Cybers Flame of Rebirth Jake. What's wrong calling him the Phoenix Jake? I think Phoenix Jake would have been just fine, but whatever. We have always known Gumi's name selections have been a bit weird. So he does come in with a materia that comes in with an attack of 50%, fire resistance, and can recover HP. Nothing special out of it. His Super TMR is easily skippable. That's not something I would be interested in. Now, Jake, he is a finisher type. He is very much in the lines of something like Crown Prince Noctis, Roy, those kind of finisher, and Regina, yeah, the robot girl. I'm just so flutterated of my brain at the moment, just computing all of this. So yeah, he's that kind of unit who set himself up with a 5x cast and then just burst a way through. He specializes around killers for demons, dragons, and of course Reapers. So there are some good killers around there, especially the Reaper type can sometimes be a little tricky when it comes to the Dark Visions. He comes in with some significant power for a unit who could set himself up. Besides that, he specializes in 3 elements: fire, wind, and light, when he can decrease up to 120% and easily add those elements to himself. So of course he can set himself up with a strong finishing move up here that also increases his limb burst damage significantly with 175% the next turn. So you're going to be using his limb burst as one of his main power moves. It is a 65% damage modifier to the AoE team, but gets that 175% increase. Quite a bit of power, quite a bit of true double hand. I don't want to go too much deep into this because honestly, I really don't care about these units. It's just, I have a feeling most of us just want to skip out on these units and just, yeah, whatever, let's just play the events, get to it, and hopefully we get some surprising news. So I'm very sorry if I'm not too professional about it, but honestly, I don't really care about these units, even though Phoenix Jade was kind of like a unit I would like to have gotten my hands on, but no, I really need breaks sometimes to be able to save up for something else down the line. Would be nice from time to time, but clearly Gumi doesn't want to do that. Give your time to breathe? What is that, apparently? But yeah, he is extremely powerful, and he can be really good for dark missions, especially with those type of killers. He is not to be underestimated. Now, Lakshmi Lid is actually a very interesting unit. She is extremely good when it comes to dark visions if you're lacking a really impressive breaker. Sometimes it can be a little hard to combine in with breaker, chainers, and all that kind of combo, and she has some unique functions that makes her stand out. Now, on the global side, she's going to be called the Healing Avatar Lid. That's a little stupid. You just call it the Breaker Lid or something like the Breaking Heartbreaker Lid or something. Anything like that would just make it more interesting. Anyway, she's actually a pretty damn good breaker and works great for dark visions. I'll show what I'm talking about. Increased attack with 30%, spear and HP by 20%. It also has a counter capability where it can cure all status elements to the entire team. Of course, not for stop and charm. Her super TMR is extremely easily skippable. It's a hammer with 154 in attack and a spear of 41, limb burst fill rate with 100%, and it has an ability you can cast for the entire team that can give you stop resistance and charm resistance. Cool, but easily skippable. Huge selection of weapons she can utilize, but she's got a few tricks up her sleeve. I like to think of Lid as a bit of a combination between the 3 unit of Machina and Riku for Final Fantasy X-2. Riku has AM chaining capabilities and breaks up to 80 to 85%. She has exactly the same thing, but she has the kind of like the Machina combination where her breaks and chaining are working at the same time. So this is where she really shows her strength when it comes to dark visions, where you can then chain and break at the same time. Not only that, she can also decrease fire and wind resistance 100%. Fire, wind, and light resistance, very important to remember that, but you can even push it higher up to 120%, then it will also be autocast the next turn, so you don't have to use this, but on turn 1s, you can. So it opens up for quite a few things. What really makes her stand out is when you're trying to put together a team that can chain can sometimes be a bit iffy. Well, she has a unique ability, this one down here, where she can give it to allies. Can't think about what Sylvie can do, but what she gives is an AM chaining frame with a triple cast. Yes. So they're going to be able to triple casting AM frames. Now it's only one ally at a time, and I think you can triple cast it. So you can give it up to 3 different allies if you wanted to, but it's AM, it's not AR. Sadly, I would really wish it was AR. Would have been so much easier. Oh god, she would have been so much amazing when it comes to it. So she is really good for dark vision. She has a lot of good stuff in the kit that makes her stand out. She, of course, also have AoE breaks, so do not worry with a demand of 75%. So she has all the good stuff in her kit that really makes her stand out. I wish her healing was just a little more potent since it is Lakshmi, but doesn't have it. Breaks up to 80% for 4 turns. That can also remove all buffs from the enemies at the same time. Great comboing. Can increase resistance to status immunities for 3 turns to the entire team. And increase resistance to breaks and summon charm as well. But it's a little frustrating, it's on a 6 turns cooldown ability, so like not too much of a fan of it. And of course her her limit burst does break up to 85% for 3 turns and inflict him with a 30% chance. Overall, she is a fine breaker, but a great breaker indeed, but I will say if you already got something like Rico or Vanille or yeah, I will say you're pretty much dead set. You're going to be fine with them, and you can find your way to utilize them properly in Dark Visions. I will say Lakshmi, or Healing Avatar Lid, is going to be a great one for Dark Visions, but by no means a must-have to go for. Again, this banner is very easily skippable, but again, it's also very powerful, but Neo Visions and just around the corner, we are speculating. And of course, we have our Behemoth Darkfina, or as she's going to be called here on the global side, the Umbral Dragon Darkfina. Alright, I prefer the Behemoth Darkfina, but whatever. She's going to come in here and she's going to be a significant power increase for a lot of the mages. So her TM is going to be increased magic with 50%. Oh, can I touch? Right? Yes, there I can. Magic damage against dragons with 50%. Pretty nice materia. Normal TM there, especially if you want to get some killers against dragons with magic types. Her super TM is a whip with 180 in magic damage that has dark elemental to it. Now that doesn't really hurt her because all her magic damage is just regular magic damage. It has increase of magic true dual wielding with 50%, so it's not bad, but it's not something I'm looking at going, I must have to get the most out of her. It is fine. Now, she specializes mostly in Dark Element, that's where all her power really hides from it, but she does also have Wind and Earth Elemental. Think of her kind of like as Sarah, where she's specialized around the Earth Element, that's where all her power is really hidden within, and that's the same thing with Behemoth Darkfina. It's going to be the Dark Elemental where all her power comes from. So yeah, she comes in with a lot of power for your team. She can decrease a lot on demand. Great stuff. Chaos Wave. And of course, the Advanced Chaos Wave, don't be fooled by this, is the Advanced Chaos Wave family she of course work with. She has triple cast capabilities that works. She can buff herself with 300% for turn that cannot be dispelled. Yeah, and it is all about damage modifier, damage modifier, damage modifier, decrease wind with 120%, earth with 120%, and of course dark elemental with 120%. And it's especially this move that contains a lot of power, as you can already see, 62 times multiplied to ignore spirit with 50%. Yeah, she's coming in with quite a bit of power in the Dark Elemental department. And yeah, she's just a unit that you want to stack up all the damage modifiers. And again, I don't really want to talk too much about these units. Yeah, she has 4 times cast, yada yada yada. She's a new power creep. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to oversell her or anything like that. She's going to be a big deal. For me, the big deal is Ace and Rem that can be utilized for any mage event when it comes to Dark Visions. This is not a unit I want to really use for Dark Visions. Yes, if I need to use Dark Elemental, yeah, it should be great to go there because she could burst like crazy, but I would rather have some more utility, and that's exactly what Ace and Rim is going to bring to me. She is not going to be doing that at all. So yeah, the banner, in my opinion, is very skippable. I'm very sorry for being so damn unprofessional, but I'm just giving the same investment, the same motivation that I feel like Gumi is doing for this 4th anniversary. Yeah, that's what I feel like I'm doing. Exactly the same. And of course, we are going to be ending all with Dark Vision ticket summoning news. Yay! You are going to get a few tickets here for free, of course, and there is the bundle one, but maybe you want to skip it out. I have a feeling a lot of people have been burning off a lot of their lapis, but hey, who knows? Maybe these 3 tickets you're getting for Dark Vision's ticket summoning, you might get more luckier with them than you got with the 4th anniversary era tickets. Oh god, I could imagine that. But yeah, again, I want to apologize that I just ranch through this news video and not really talking that much in depth of these units. I normally love talking about these new units, but I just don't want to because I don't want to oversell them. I don't want to make them go, oh my god, they are so amazing. They are incredible. They are extremely powerful, but I'm kind of like seeing the writing on the wall of the newer versions are just around the corner, but it's kind of like fading in and out. We don't know. And I was getting very much looking forward to some of the design units and some of the units we voted for, we would like to see, but even them I'm not really hyped for anymore because they gotta be freaking OP before I'm gonna be willing to pull for them, or they're gonna have a super TMR that is so damn crazy that I want to get my hands on it. I'm not really excited for the units anymore because we're gonna go into Neo Vision and there's a whole different type of power creep that's gonna be exploding there instead. And I have a lot of older units that's going to be quite decent when it comes to Neo Vision, especially my Lauren. Looking so much damn forward to her in Neo Visions. We also get Tifa. The question, of course, is Tifa still going to be given out as free here on the global side? Better be, or it's going to be a riot, I'm guessing. And Tifa is going to be carrying for such a damn long time when it comes to damage dealers when we're looking on the JP side. We don't know if they're going to make some adjustments with some of these Neo Vision units that has been really underperforming damage-wise on the JP side. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot. And maybe it's wrong for me to sit here and talk about Neo Visions right now, but it's really that sense that is what Gumi is pushing forward to. It's going to be happening. And I really do hope that it's going to make some adjustments, so it's going to be a little better here on the global side. Gumi have been doing some decent stuff, fixing some of the issues we have with JP side here to the global side, and they certainly also have been cocking quite a bit up. Summerfest was, for example, a great save here to the global side, but it was not a game mechanic thing when it comes to it. Latent ability was a game mechanic thing, and they screwed the hell up with that one. That is still something that haunts to this very day when it comes to latent abilities. Just look at even some of the Veritas units, we haven't seen anything. There's not even news about Sid or Volga and so on. They're getting their latent abilities. Only Sickheart got it. I guess we know who Gumi's favorites are of the Veritas units. Sickheart. Oh, it is so weird. It's almost impossible to predict what is happening and what Gumi is want to go and what unit is going to be worth aiming for. I'm just going to be saying, just pull back, lay off, don't pull on these banners, just take it, relax, and do the events, and just be patient until we know what's going to be happening during the 4th anniversary stream, and we'll see there. It's going to be, hopefully it's going to be some great rewards, of course, but it's not going to be fixing the issue that is with the game and the content they've not been delivering. We can hope there's something there, but I'm not going to have my hopes too high for it. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully there's going to be some surprises, but they could also just blame everything on the pandemic one more time. They could just do that. Blame the pandemic for Neo Visions coming too early. Blame the pandemic that he couldn't sit down and have the time to fix the Neo Versions mechanics of the shard crap. They're going to be doing the same thing here as they have in the War of the Visions. So, yeah, it is a little weird. A little hard to get excited for. But yeah, guys, what do you think? Do you think Neo Version is around the corner, or is it just me that's just getting a little paranoid about it, since everyone else is talking about it as well? And yeah, I'd like to hear what you think, if that seems to be the thing or not. For me, it looks like it. It looks like they're coming a lot sooner. But yeah, guys, please like and subscribe for the channel, and hit the bell so you can find the way, so we can laugh together in the darkness.